What is up, YouTube? In case you guys did not know, maybe 6 hours ago, patch 0.3.1 just launched. And with it, it was the rework of the tower system. Actually, not really a rework of the tower system. It was actually just a complete deconstruction of it. So from now on, you no longer need towers in order to juice your maps. You can put the tablets directly into the maps themselves now. And that way you actually don't need to find towers to juice your maps anymore. PoE2 players have been rejoicing ever since we heard about this new change. As of right now, we are only allowed to have 3 tablets inside of each one of our maps. So it's going to work similar to towers where every map will be allowed to use 1 tablet. And then if you have a 3 to 5 mod map or up to 5 mod map, you'll be able to use 2. And then if you have a 6 mod map, you'll be able to use 3 tablets. The idea was that they were going to kind of rebalance tablets as a result and make them like 2 or 3 times as strong, because on average, you'll be getting like 3 times less tablets, assuming that most people run like triple tower setups at most. To GGG's credit, I think there are some big winners this patch. They definitely shook up the meta on how like juicing works, but unfortunately there were some big losers, and notably that loser is Quant. So if you look here, Plundering, which was the Quant tablet, used to be 3 to 7. You'd be able to run at least 8 of these tablets on a 3 tower setup, which would equate to around like 55-56% quantity on your maps. Now the max roll is 10, and you can only use 3 tablets. So it effectively cut the amount of quant that you could get on your tablets in half. And a lot of people are kind of freaking out about this. Personally, I think it's a good thing. Quant used to be like the meta thing where like you were either running Quant or you're dead. Now, I personally think running something like, I forget what it's called, but what I've been running is rarity tablets. Okay, 20% or above is what I've been doing right here, 20% rarity, like this kind of thing. And I've been noticing that like my juice post-patch has actually been better than my juice pre-patch with specifically triple tower setups. So I think if you can kind of accept the meta shift and be like, okay, Quant is kind of dead, let's run rarity juicing or let's run rare monster juicing, like something a little bit different, I think you might notice that the juice is going to become a little bit stronger now. And this is on non-double juice tower setups. If you don't know what that means, you're going to be really upset about it perhaps, or you're going to be really happy about it in just a few moments when I go into that in the second half of this video. But going heavily into rarity on your tablets, I think is going to be very, very meta this league. Essentially triple the rate at which you can drop these. So you're pretty much guaranteed like 9 rarity tablets now on any given map. Because there's no tower systems, you can guarantee every map is pretty much triple rarity juiced on like a cleanse map or triple rarity juiced on an overrun map. It just feels really nice. I honestly feel like I'm getting like 2x the drop rate. I'm getting a tank every other map now just on these setups with nothing special on them, really. I'm going to do a lot more experimenting with mapping, just like these kind of setups, because I have a lot of ideas on how you can kind of juice efficiently. But I'm going to test that all out tomorrow. I just wanted to point this out to you guys now because I know a lot of people were saying, holy shit, Quant sucks now, juicing is dead. But I personally noticed when I was running these high item rarity tablets, I had better juice than I did pre-patch. Now I only ran like maybe 15 of these maps so far. So take that with a grain of salt. I can come on tomorrow and say, okay, I was wrong. The sample size was too small. Preemptively, I will say rarity felt better than quantity did last patch. But even if it isn't better, it's still the best option we have, I think. So if you're running Quant tablets and you're feeling like your juice is kind of meh, try running high rarity tablets instead. With that being said, that brings us into like kind of like a problem or like the hot topic of this new patch, which is you can double juice your maps now. Towers that you juiced up last patch, and this one today, for example, has 54% quantity on it and all this breach shit. It's very, very delicious juice. This is triple tower juice. I can now double dip my juice and actually get both the new tablets and the old tablets on a single map. This is fucking insane because people are getting like 150 quant, 200 rarity tablets very easily. But like even me who didn't really do that much pre-juicing, I was able to get a bunch of maps that had like 4 or 5 tanks in the map just because you have essentially double juice tablets. I essentially have 6 tablet slots here if I were to pre-set up my tablets. I did not think they were going to allow that because I just felt like it's a terrible idea in the sense that like it wouldn't be good for the players. For example, if I run all my quad tower setups, I'm getting like 4 tanks a map. That feels awesome. What happens when I run out of these setups? Isn't that going to feel terrible? Don't we think that with the longevity of the game, it'll feel like, I don't know, kind of like Earth in League of Legends where, oh, this is a lot of fun, but then now it's time to go back to playing like normal League. Now it's time to go back to play like normal PoE2, and I only get 1 tank a map and it feels terrible now. You see what I'm saying? I'm not sure if this is actually something that's good for the game or not, although it is very fun. And if you did prep some maps, some tower setups in advance, I'm sure you are feeling like stonks right now. I feel like I'm kind of concerned about what the backlash is going to be, or like if there's going to be like a rubber band effect where it feels really, really good and then boom, we run out of our double juice maps and it's going to feel really, really terrible. I highly recommend that if you are going to double juice your maps, you don't want to run more quant. Quant is very, very diminished now in terms of like how much you can get on tablets. I would recommend that if you were going to double juice, you take your high quant setups already, and then you add on a bunch of rarity, a bunch of rare monsters, that kind of stuff. Because the rare monster tablets essentially got tripled in value, item rarity tablets got tripled in value, and the quantity tablets only got 50% increase in value. But don't worry, for those of you who kind of missed out on the gold rush that was pre-juicing your tablets, in the next couple of days, I'm going to test out the meta, like the best ways to run your, I guess, non-double juiced new post-patch map setups that you can find. Overall, it's going to be a complete net positive to juicing maps. I'm very, very optimistic about the direction and the like benefit of juicing maps in this new patch. I don't think it's worse by any means. I think not only do we not have to do travel maps anymore, but I think overall we are going to be able to just juice our maps better than we were last patch with even just like a normal triple map setup. Anyways, this is a short video. I just kind of want to give you guys a meta update on what I think is the best way to juice, and also kind of ask you guys what your thoughts are on this whole double juicing thing. Is this a mistake, or is this kind of like late into the league at this point? Is it just GG letting people have a little bit of fun, a little bit of bonus loot, and letting them test out what their mechanics are going to be for 0.4? I don't know, boys. Let me know what you think in the comments. I actually really look forward to seeing what you guys think, because a lot of my chat they were of the opinion that the new juice was really, really bad for like the non-double juice maps, and the double juice maps, they feel like, I don't know, if you prepared, then you deserve it. But a lot of people were also really mad about it. Anyways, I want to hear what your guys' thoughts are. I hope to see you guys in the next one. 07.